Good morning. I'm going to do a video of my favorite products, a full face of my favorite products. And this is a collab with Marsha Woods. Her channel is called Marsha Woods. She's a new friend that I've met through YouTube, and she lives in Texas. I really enjoy her videos. She shows the kind of products that I like. They're kind of mid-range to upper, high-end. I enjoy her videos. She's very pleasant, and she has a really pretty opening scene with her horses. As I go through my favorite products, we'll probably bring some other points to mind why I've enjoyed Marsha's channel. But let's begin. My favorite eyeshadow base, it used to be the Dolce & Gabbana Perfect Mono Eye Color in Nude, but it's hard to get a hold of now. So what I'm enjoying on my lids as an eyeshadow primer is the Charlotte Tilbury Magical Eye. My shadow lasts all day long. It gives me a nice, smooth, even-toned canvas to begin. Make my eyeshadow colors show up true. The color of this that I use is, it's also it's really a concealer, but this is what I've enjoyed using it for the most. And I have it in the color 3. And I run it all the way up to my brow. And then I put it on my bottom lash line too, because I don't bring it down like my under eye concealer. I just put it on my bottom lash line. So, because I usually do something down there too, and I want that to stay true and in place all day long. So this is my favorite eyeshadow primer, I would say the past 2 months. My favorite all over color to set my lids is from this Natasha Denona palette. And I like to put this all over my lid to set my primer. I'm using a Sigma E35 to set this primer. I had a question, or someone commented that they had a difficult time getting their eyeshadows to blend like mine. That would be one thing I would be sure and check yourself on. Are you setting that so it doesn't grab? And then for my crease color, I like this. What are these colors called? All right, so the one, Sandstorm is the one I set my lid with. The one that I'm going to use to define my crease or give me the transition color is called Flamingo. I do not know why. And it looks like this. These blend beautifully. I'm still using the same E35 from Sigma. These goat hair brushes, I guess it's goat hair. It could be synthetic, I don't know. But these white hair brushes, I prefer these for blending. All right, and then I take a little extra and run it through the crease. That. I like the Charlotte Tilbury Icon palette, and I'm going to use, I love a shimmery lid, so I'm going to use this color, put it on my, and I like to use my finger to apply these. So this is kind of a pinky shimmery color that I'm applying first. kind of up to the crease, like that. Some of my favorites that I'm going to use are new favorites, and some of them seen me use and heard me mention time after time. All right, and then I'm going to use the creamier color right in the center. And on the tear duct. And then I'm going to go back with my same brush that I used to do the transition color. Let's go in and work on the brows a bit. That gives me, if I get my look framed in a little bit, it helps me see where I need to go with the eyeshadow. This is the Sigma. This is my new favorite, I guess, for the past month. This is the medium brow powder. I like to go in with this first and just get any of the holes filled in. And I'm using the lightest color in this duo. And if I forgot to mention, it's the medium. So I get the skin underneath shaded in pretty good. Then I go back with the dark one and I hit that tail good. Then I like to take the pencil from Sigma, it's in medium too, and use the spoolie end of it and brush through my brows. Gets that powder all diffused in there. Gets the brows going in the right direction again. Shows me where I have holes that I need to give some more attention. Then I use the pencil end and draw some hairs where I'm lacking. Then you all know that my favorite eyebrow glue, clear brow gel, is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I like my brows really stiff. I like them to stand up. And this one seems to be the hardier of the choices. I'm going to go back with my brow brush again, this on the end of the Sigma brow pencil. This brow pencil is really thin, see? And it's just very dependable. It's got, the product itself is just the right amount of soft so that you can draw, but not so soft that you can't make a fine line. I don't like the hard brow pencils where I can't get them to write. I have my brows on. Now I need to go back to the eyes. I'm digging the Sigma Wicked, and I like to draw it, run it right as close to my lashes as possible. Today I'm not going to put it on my Tightline because I want to show you my favorite waterline pencil. Alright, so I've run it very close to my lashes. And on the outside I'm just going to bring it up just a little bit. Like that. Then I'm going to take a pointed cotton bud and diffuse that line like that. All right, back into the Wicked again. And it's the same thing with this Wicked pencil as with the, actually it's pretty creamy. And it makes, if you go in pretty soon after you apply it, put it where you want it, you can move it around some, but it does set up. And it's very long lasting. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with the pointy Q-tip again, diffuse that line. So I have my black eyeliner on now, and so we're gonna move on. Let's go ahead and put the foundation on. My favorite primer is the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I only use this much. I find that any more than that is too much. See, that's a lot. And then I press it in with my fingers. Make sure my fingers are clean. Wherever I need the pores to look smaller and to diffuse out any imperfections. So I press it in. I don't use a tool. I use a pressing motion to push that in. And if you use your skincare at night, you don't have to worry about the fact that you've pressed something into your pores, right? My favorite foundation, I've noticed when I go back and look at videos, my face always looks good when I've used this. This is the Makeup for Forever HD Stick Foundation. And for this, I like to use a brush to buff it in. And this one is my favorite because I can get into all the, I can outline, it's a big brush. So I can take care of a lot of an area at a time. But it also has these beveled edges so that I can get into little nooks and crannies. And see, it runs right up close to my brow, and I can outline it without disturbing my brow products. And I've had people comment to me in the comments that they couldn't work this foundation. This is one of those that you have to just keep. You can't just put it on and leave it. You have to work it into your skin. And it does better once you warm it up to it warms up to body temperature. So any places that I have I have a little bit of a dark pigmentation there. And buff that in. So this is the 3D HD Kabuki brush from Sigma. I have pretty much abandoned the rest of my foundation brushes. Underneath my eyes, I have always enjoyed this color. It's a blush from MAC, and the name of it is Sketch. Now here on the outside corners, I moved the pencil brush in a motion like I'm drawing outside lashes. The reason I use this blush as an under eye shadow to smudge underneath my bottom lashes is because it doesn't work for me as a blush. I truly can't get this one to move, but it stays on really well as eyeshadow underneath the bottom lashes. My favorite waterline brightener is this one from Makeup Geek. It's the right color and it stays. I like to put it on before I put on my mascara in case I get it in my lashes. That way I can make my lashes black again. My favorite lash primer is Lancome Booster Seals. Whoops, I forgot to curl my lashes. My favorite lash curler is the Shiseido. And the reason this is my favorite is because it's flatter and I can get to my lashes. I can get all of my lashes into this lash curler. Then the Lancome Booster Seals. Alright, and then I comb through them with my lash comb. This one's no longer available. I got this one about 30 years ago. I have I'll link in the description box the one that I recommend and the one that I'm gonna buy next. Alright, my favorite mascara is the Lancome Monsieur Big. And I keep buying the travel size. I pulled out some things that y'all haven't seen in a while. And I haven't seen them in a while either. I was kind of forced into thinking about going through my collection of makeup and thinking about which ones do I really enjoy using. So many times I'm trying to pull out new products and use them and talk about them with you that my actual favorites get pushed to the back of the drawer. And if your comb isn't combing properly, you might want to take a tissue and gently wipe the teeth off. Don't pull, because the little teeth will pull out. But gently wipe the teeth off so that they can get up in there between your lashes. Let's do it. Let's do another coat. I also had someone say they were having trouble. Their eyelashes got all clumpy. That is a case of putting too much on at once. Like right there I did. Multiple light coats is better than going in heavy. Getting impatient and just piling it on. Just like with fingernail polish. If you go in with thin coats and let them set up between, you end up with a better finish. All right, I'm gonna comb through that one more time and we're gonna move on to something else. I think we've spent enough time on eyelashes. No, I don't do this on my clients. Most of my clients wear Ardell Demi Wispies. Every once in a while I'll have a client that is a little more bold and we'll do something a little bolder than that. Or I'll have a client that's a little more timid and we'll go with something like a 110 for lashes. All right, my favorite under eye concealer, you all know, is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the color brightener. I have two backups of this. Brush for buffing this in used to be oh dear, I can't think what the name of it was. I'll put it right here what it used to be. It's the brand that starts with an E. But since I've been branching out and trying new things, I now like the E40. And even more than that, I like the F64. Oh, that's even better. This one's so soft. I knew there was another one. I was just afraid that I couldn't transition into this next step with, I was afraid I couldn't find this brush, but I did. But the E40 is good, but it's not the best. It's not as soft. It's not as soft. And this really smooths that out, right? My favorite powder to set underneath my eyes used to be the La Mer. Now it's the MAC Prep and Prime Transparent. I may go back to the La Mer one day, but for now it's this. And my favorite powder to set my entire face used to be the La Mer, but now I like the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush. It truly gives your face an airbrushed look. This is the Sigma large powder brush. It's the copper ferrule, and it's a F30. Watch how it's like you're watching me put a filter on a picture using the iTunes or Facetune or whatever on the camera, on the software, right? Isn't that cool? My all-time favorite bronzer. Looks like I got my eyelashes in a snit when I did that. Is the Laura Mercier Ritual, and I have adopted, this is my new favorite, Soft Angled Contour F23 from Sigma. It truly does. This is the one I used to use for years and years and years, wherever it is. Can't even find it. It was the blush brush from Real Techniques. Now I like this one. It just, I don't have to manipulate the brush to do what I need it to do. It just, it knows, it's like the horse that knows the way to carry the sleigh. This is, this may be kind of a, more on the upper end price for a contour bronzer blush. I've had this, I've never bought another one. I've had this one for years. It just, and you see how generously I use it. It just lasts and lasts. All right, and then if you get too crazy up here, you can just go back with your powder brush and buff it. I'm gonna get my jawline. And I'm going to get my nose. I will have to manipulate the brush for this portion. Did y'all see the American Idol finale? Told you, didn't I? Told you Lane was going to win. I did get a little heavy-handed, but... Alright, my favorite blush is a Charlotte Tilbury, the Swish and Pop. Love is the Drug. Is the Charlotte Tilbury, Love is the Drug. And I like to take the Sigma blush brush. It's a F15. It's a duo fiber. And take this, the pop portion, and put it here. And then take the swish part, which is the outside, which is a little more sheer and shiny, and put it there. And then I hit here and here. I like a heavy highlight, and I love the Laura Geller Diamond Dust. I have a high cheekbone. This brush, I've been looking for this all my life. It's the High Cheekbone F03. So I run that right there. Like that. You can also put it on your ring finger and put it in here. Like that. All right. After I get my concealer and baking on, I like to drag my sketch down a little bit and then go back with that concealer brush and hit it again like that. It's kind of like working the border from both angles. It gets it really diffused. Like that. All right, for lips. This is something I haven't had the opportunity to pull out in a while because I've been busy showing y'all other stuff. It's by Lancome. It's called Sugar Rose. I don't even know if they make these anymore. They should though, since Powder Kiss is such a big deal now. It's powder when you put it on. Like that. It's really hazy, isn't it? I may like it more than the Powder Kiss by, and I have worn it like that, but I can't ever leave anything alone. This is a favorite lipstick that I don't get to use very often. I'm going to take off the center a little bit and put this on. And this is Trompe l'oeil, I think, by Dior. Dior, yep. I always like kind of an ombre thing going on here. And then, to step it up a notch even more, since we're talking about full face of favorites, this is a favorite lip gloss. This is my backup. I don't know where my old one is. It's called Baby Sparks. So we're gonna do, whoa, that's some sticky gloss. It makes the lips look huge, doesn't it? Basically, the face is done. And now I'm going to show you my favorite setting spray. It is the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. And it's got a nice, continuous, fine mist. And this is something that I was newly gifted. One of my fabulous viewers sent me this. Oh, and it's time to make the thumbnail. I have to to go get some earrings to make my thumbnail. I shall return. All right, these are my Selena Gomez earrings. I think they were in one of her videos. I'll link the video below. I really enjoyed doing this collab with Marsha, and I encourage all of you to go over to her channel and check out her video and see what her favorite products are that she's going to use to do a full face of favorites. Thank you again, and be sure and leave in the comments which one of my favorites is also one of your favorites. Thanks, Marsha. See you in the comments. Ta-ta.